Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. And Oscar, he's over here wanting his loving this morning. And we are working on Grandma's scrap quilt. He's definitely wanting attention this morning. This is the pattern. You can print it off of a AQuiltingLife. It is Sherri McConnell's pattern. I will have the link down in the description, so if you just want to go there, you can. Let me see if he wants to. Okay, he's fine. So, I have gotten a few of them on my machine already done. I was trying to find a quick, easy way to do it, and I think I found it. But, here's my pieces. We know I did it backwards. We were supposed to do this piece first, and I didn't. So, let me get started, and I will show you what I have found that works really quick. Okay, so we know we're going to have two darks, and this is our hourglass block. So, I find two blacks or darks. These black is the color I'm using on this one. And I put them on my machine in an L shape. Upside down L for me. And I have them going the same direction. Then I find, let's see, do I want to do greens? Say I want to do 2 greens. I grab 2 greens and I turn them upside down on top. I go on and match these up and then sew on the right side of the L. Like we have it here, I'm sewing on this side because I was afraid I might be doing my triangles where when I matched them up, and I did do one set of them wrong. But this is a way to make sure you get it right. Take the second set and pair it up the same way and sew it on. And I've just jumped right on in here to sewing. Welcome. If you're new, this is a sew along that I am doing on my channel. I do have a Facebook group that is also linked down in the description for you. If you would like to join, just go in there and request approval. And I will reiterate, if you are new to Facebook and you want to become part of the group, please email me. My email address is also down in the description. The reason I say this is because I have gotten a few requests that throw red flags. And they throw red flags because they haven't had a Facebook page very long. And if y'all know, there's been a lot of Facebook scams going on. And I don't like that in my group. If ever you get a message that seems kind of offhanded or off-kilter, email me. Especially in the Facebook group. I do not post winners to giveaways or anything like that in comments. I never have. I never will. Those will always be in a video. But I can't say giveaway or anything like that. I will just tell you, an announcement or something like that in there. Now, I may do an announcement on my community tab, but it's highly unlikely. It is probably going to be done in a video. So that, guys, will make sure if you do it on both sides the same way. And I'll show you again. Let me get 2 of my darks, which I'll use red again. Let's get 2 reds. And we're going to put them on our machine here, upside down L for me. And if you're doing it, it'll be an upside down L for you as well. And then, oh, they need to be face up though. Don't do them face down, because you got to do right sides together. And then your light color face down, so right sides together. This will ensure that when you open them and press them and put them together, that your blocks are alternating, or when you get these done, they'll be alternating when you put together. And I'm not doing the same pattern, I'm doing same color in my blocks. But back to the Facebook group, that has posts in it for any sew along that I will be doing. If you are going to comment, please make sure to do it under a post. After I will go in and clean up comments. If you want to put a picture in a comment, all you have to do is where your comment bar is, to the left of it, there's going to be like an arrow or something like that. Click it and it'll open up and it'll show a camera or a landscape scene. And that is where you can add your photo. You click that and then you just press attach. Okay. And yeah, that's how you get that. So guys, I'm going to tell you about my orange. My orange is considered a dark on my quilt. But I only have, it looks like I only have the fabric with the writing on it. I don't know why, but that's all I have. So, my squares that have orange as the dark will have, both of them will have the writing on them. But Facebook group, that's addressed. And if you have questions, feel free to email me. I do check my emails about once a day. Most of the time it is in the evenings, unless I am off work, which I am off work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And, you know, I don't check it Monday to Thursday until after, just say after 5 p.m. because I work until 4:30 and I get home about 5 o'clock. But I am currently working Grandma's Scrap Quilt. I am doing the Hourglass blocks. And we would love it if you have not joined. We would love it if you would join us on this quilting journey, making us a quilt. I will try to do, this is something that has kind of hit me that I really like. And I will start trying to do a test block to see, and you know, if I do a test block, I may be going to do a quilt with it. It's just according to how much I like it or not. But I really like doing test blocks. And I think I have found one that I want to do, but it is a pattern that is paid for. So I won't be able to do it like I do a normal sew along. You know, if I end up doing that. I am looking at a few things though. Because as soon as I finish this, I mean, my goal is still to smash my stash in 2024. That is my goal, is to smash this stash. And if y'all could only see my shelf over here to the side, which I'm not going to show it to y'all because it is a little chaotic. It has all my scrap bags on it. It has, let's see, I've got a lot of patterns in, what are them things called? The little zipper pouches. I have a lot of fabric and zipper pouches. I may have a pattern already worked out for it, but I don't remember. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. I do try to, when I pull patterns up, I do try to make sure I have all the fabric needed. Now, I have a lot of fabric, so that should not be a problem. But sometimes you just don't have exactly what's needed, because I pulled one the other day and just realized I don't have the backing for it. But backing is normally the very last thing I buy. Backing and binding. And a lot of times you can go to that creator of that line, you know, that fabric line, and any of their other fabric lines may have something, you know, say like that fabric is an old out of print fabric. Let's just use Corey Yoder for example. I can go to probably one of her more recent lines and find something that will match, because a lot of times designers, they use close to the same colors in their lines of fabric. Because this one right here, this is Fig Tree and Company. It's Joanne Figueroa's Fig Tree and Company Fresh Fig Favorites is what it's called. And, you know, so there's a lot of different colors in this, but she tends to go with the same type of red, greens, and yellows. I've not ever seen the blacks and blues, so those are new for me, but the red, green, and yellows is something I've seen in her lines that she does use, which is fine with me because I love them. Because to me, these colors give a really big grandma flair. But today I am just getting the hourglass, the half square of the hourglass. I'm getting those done today. And as you can tell, I have pretty thick stacks. This is my dark, and that other one I showed you is my lights. And I take 2 pieces out of each stack to make my square. Okay, we got the L. I have to make sure it's the backwards L, and that it's the same fabric on top. And y'all, I'm honestly afraid that I cut part of my darks 7 inches instead of 7.5. I'm really afraid of that. I think I did, because I noticed when I was putting some of them together that dark looked like it was about a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 of an inch off. That's going to be bad if that's the case. But if that is the case, but I think we have to cut these down, so that may not hurt anyway. I mean, I may be pretty close. But I think once we put the 2 sets of triangles together, that we have to cut them down. And I mean, I may be putting it close, but hopefully it will be okay. I mean, maybe I didn't cut some of them small. Maybe I cut some of them too big. That would be even better. And my goal today is to get through both stacks, both of these stacks of triangles, to get my larger triangle. And when I say larger triangle, I mean this. When I put them together and I open them up and press them, there'll be a larger triangle. And right now, I'm just trying to get 2 at a time of each fabric. You know, I need another, like that one, I need another green. And I'm not really even paying attention to the design. I'm just making sure the design is not the same one. So, guys, tell me what you are sewing this morning. Are you sewing Grandma's scrap quilt with me? Is this, if you're not sewing it, is it something you think you may pull out and hold for some different fabric? Or is it just not your style? I mean, I understand that too, because I've seen some beautiful quilts, but the quilting just isn't my style. Not something that I would make. And I want to tell you all, I appreciate each and every one of you that come back daily and watch my videos. I do appreciate it. Yesterday, if you watched my Silverstone, you probably noticed I called it Silverman at the beginning of the video. That is how exhausted my brain was. And if you notice, I think I told you about I was drinking some LMNT or electrolytes, because my health coach seemed to think that my electrolytes might have been low. Well, I was drinking the electrolytes. And y'all, it's hard because them things are very salty tasting. And I slept like a baby all night long. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm back. I had a phone call that I had to take real quick. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. I can't remember where I was. I might have been telling you about picking my colors. I don't know. I can't remember. My memory is not serving me good. But I think I might have been telling y'all about doing that LMNT or element. Well, I drank that yesterday evening. And I slept like a baby all night, y'all. So that must have been what it was. I woke up at 4:17 this morning. Did not wake up a single time during the night. I went to bed. I can give you exact minutes because I remember looking at the clock. I went to bed at 10:36 last night. And I woke up at 4:17 this morning. And normally I wake up during the night. I did not wake up during the night. I woke up so refreshed feeling. So guys, if y'all are having energy issues, try your electrolytes. I never knew that would make such a huge difference. And let me see, right now, it's almost 10 a.m. and I'm still going 6 hours later, you know, almost 6 hours later. As fast and furious as I was at 4:17 this morning. Let's see, at 4:17 I got up. I went on and took my shower. I threw some things in the wash. I took some stuff out of the dryer. Yeah. I did a load of laundry, folded a load of laundry. And let's see, I folded laundry. I've done 2 through the wash, 2 loads through the wash. And I had a blanket in the dryer this morning when I got up that I had to run through the dryer again. Just for some reason, it was a blanket. So I had to put it on time dry because my machine determines if something's dry or not by the moisture, humidity in the dryer. Well, I have to put it to time dry so it won't do that. Because with a blanket, and it is a blanket, it's not a quilt, it's not something I made. With a blanket, it puts off a lot of heat, so I guess it's a drier heat in the dryer, so it thinks it's done. I don't know, but it cuts off before it's actually dry because the inside where it's tumbling is not dry. So I got that blanket out this morning. Got it folded and put away, and I moved a load of laundry to the dryer. You know, clothes laundry to the dryer. Put another load in the washer. And those are both probably ready for me right now, but I'm not taking them out yet. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is go on and finish up with all the black fabrics first, because I don't have as many of them as I do the other colors. So I think I'm just going to go on and finish up with the blacks and then go to the oranges and then go to the reds, because I have a bunch of reds. But I have to, like my mixture color, I have to make sure I have a good mixture of different colors, you know, with each one. I can't do all blacks and yellows or blacks and blues or blacks and greens. I need a mixture of both of them. And I think I was telling y'all about a test block I want to do. One that I want to do, I don't know if it's an actual pattern or not. I have seen a video on it. Just ran across this video. I think it's over a year old. And I thought, oh, that would be so pretty to do with some fabric that I have. I don't want to quilt it per se, like quilt it. I want to back it with Minky for my grandbaby. So, you know, that just means that I have to find some Minky that goes with the fabric that I have, I guess. So let me get this one out. I think all of my blues are the same exact pattern. I hope not. I hope it's not like the oranges. But I have that kind of on my table that I want to do. I have quite a few things that I want to do, but I have quite a few things that are ready to be quilted, that I need to get quilted and done. And out of my cart back here behind me, you can kind of see the top of my cart right there. That's got finished tops that need to be quilted and bound. Most of them, let's see, there's one is a small throw, one is a baby quilt, and one is, I think, a wall hanger or a table runner. But I want to get those done so I can clear that out, the top of that out. So I have an open, you know, an opened up bin right there. I have one down in the bottom that's got some fabric in it that I I do want to put, I need to bag it up. It's fabric that I purchased for a quilt that will finish it. So I need to bag it up, but that's kind of hard to bag up when it's a fat quarter bundle. So I haven't decided if I want, you know, when I empty one of my project boxes, if I want to just take that fat quarter bundle apart and put it in a box and start working that next, or if I want to work, I have a charm pack that I want to do. I haven't decided. I need to get some of my bins, my boxes down here done, because they've got projects in there that's at least been there for 6 months or more. So I want to get those done. So let's see, we've got blue, green, let's throw a yellow in there. But I have so many ideas out there, and this morning on Sean's live with Tammy, the Siberian quilter, she stated that she's doing her plan, looking at her calendar for the rest of the year. And I thought, wow, that's got to be some kind of dedication and ability to do that, because I see quilts all the time and or fabric, and I'm like, oh, I've got to make something with that. Because I buy too much loose fabric. And I get a lot of subscription boxes that would just make that so hard to be able to do, really. It looks like every piece of my black fabric that I'm using a checkered piece, or a, what do they call that, gingham or whatever. It looks like every one of them I'm using that with it. But I have a lot of that pattern. So I am trying to make sure I don't have two of that pattern together. Which if I do, that's okay, but I don't want to have two of the same one together. But unfortunately, with my orange, that is not a choice. We're just working, getting these triangles put together. And I don't imagine I'll get all of them put together, because I think we're going at about 30 minutes right now. I know we're going over 30 minutes, actually. But I record on my phone, and I got a phone call, so it stops my recording. And so I can't really tell where I am at in my time, you know, how I'm doing on time. So, which is okay. If I get a little extra in there, it don't matter. Because this is a sew along. The more time you have, the more time you can sew along with me. But I do hope to have my Silverman completed maybe in one more session. I'm not real sure, but that's the goal. One more session with the Silverman, and hopefully the Silverman will be done. But if it's not, I have until the end of August, you know. Well, I have until whenever I decide to finish it. But the end of August is my goal to have the Silverman done. I don't have a goal time frame for this scrap quilt. It is what it is. It'll get done when it gets done, and I'm not in a rush. This is just a joyful process on this quilt, and that's what I'm using it as. And y'all, I noticed one of my neighbors posted on Facebook that she has started sewing and quilting, and I had no idea. I'm so excited for her. And I messaged her, or I commented on her post. I was like, me too, I love it, because she said it was quite addicting. If she only knew. If she only knew, I'm telling you. It's very addicting. Her name is Sarah. Sarah, very addicting. And I don't know, she does. I'm pretty certain she doesn't watch my video because she had no clue that I sewed. And that's okay, because most people in the area that I live have no clue I have a YouTube channel. Even some of my very closest friends do not know. My family knows because, like, right now, I could have gone estate selling with my sister, but I felt like I'm behind on sewing, and I am. I'm behind on working on this quilt. I'm behind on getting videos for you guys. And just honestly, I didn't need to be spending money, no way. I didn't even go to my quilt store this weekend, so, because I didn't need to be spending money. That's acting kind of funny. I wonder if I just sewed those two together. If I did, I could clip them apart. It's not a big deal. Let's see here. I'm almost, oh, and I'm down to black with flowers and the black checkered. So that's good. That worked out really well, I think. So let's see. I have a lot of greens, so I think maybe I need to use green on this. I don't have a lot of yellows. I have a lot of greens, and it looks like I got a fairly decent amount of blues. I probably should have done this one in a blue, but because I've got a bunch of greens already, but I've got a bunch of green. So my next thing that I have after this next black block, I'll just call it that, a black block, because when you put it together, it's going to be a black and whatever other color block. Okay. I'm going in with the blue. But I mean, are y'all able to plan a year out, or do you just kind of go with the flow? I thought I was going to be able to do that, and actually, I did sit down and plan out my month. Let me see. Yes, I have it right here. I'm going to show y'all how I plan. This is my day. The highlight is stuff I got completed. Unfortunately, that was for yesterday, and I didn't get everything completed. So I'm completing that today. And I have paper clipped on that same thing, my monthly calendar. And I'll be highlighting that. Now, my monthly calendar is done in pencil. My daily is done in blue ink. That way, if I put it in ink, I'm more apt to not change it. But I do have whiteout, so just letting you know, I got whiteout. So if I need to change something, I don't have a problem changing it. And normally what I change is what project I want to be working on that day. Okay, so now I'm going to my orange, my 2 oranges, and let's do some greens with that orange. But I thought that might be a good idea to sit down and, you know, think about what do I want to do. Maybe get one big project a month. You know, like, and I call this a big project. Because if it's going to take me more than 4 or 5 hours to do, that's going to be a big project. Now, could this be a weekend project if I actually sit down at it and just sew? Very possible, but that would mean I didn't get away from my sewing machine at all for 3 days. Now, would that be bad? No, because I like sewing. Would it be bad for my back? Most definitely. Because it doesn't like sewing as much as I do. Let me get all of my oranges up here to the top of my stack. So I can make sure to be pulling from all my oranges. I'm just moving all my oranges to the top of the stack here. I don't think I have any oranges down there in the bottom. And since orange is not a primary color, you know, I don't have a lot of it, I will go on and use all of the oranges. And we will start with a yellow. Now, like I said, I don't have a lot of yellows, so I may only do 1 or 2 yellows with the oranges. I have a lot of greens and blues, which I think would do a lot better with the orange, because I feel like the orange should be a light, but I needed like 3 or 4 of the same, you know, darks and 3 or 4 lights. And that was the only way I could get it. But I'm actually going to try and sit down. I have a planner. I have a bigger planner here that is like my everyday stuff. When I craft, which I don't know that I have any writing on this week. This is the weekly. I write on it what I did. And on the monthly, I write my, like I have Zoom calls. I have things like that. So that's what I put in that one. I need one calendar for everything, but I put my personal in with my business stuff. And yes, YouTube is a business, because I mean, who knows when you're going to need a quilt and you're not able just to hop up and go to Walmart or somewhere and buy one. Now, I mean, I will say, they got some pretty comfy, cozy quilts at Walmart. But I would honestly rather my money, now that my mindset has changed. And I'm going to say something after I say this, so please don't just cut me off and then, say she don't understand, because I do. I would rather, even though I pay more, or I would pay more, I do pay more, to make a quilt than it would cost me just to go to Walmart and buy. I would much rather my hard-earned money go to something local. Now, am I aware that the fabrics probably come from China? Yes, I am. I'm very aware of that. But I'm also aware that in the United States, something happened that pushed textile and things like that out. I don't want to push my fabric shop out. The only way to keep things like that in the United States is to support them. I love you. You can't just walk into a fabric shop if it's online. So I want to keep my local quilt shop open. It may be a little more expensive than catching all them super deals online. I do support some online businesses. Don't get me wrong, I do support them. But I want to keep my local shops open. Now, on the flip side of that coin, I was where a lot of younger people are today. They couldn't afford to pay hundreds of dollars for a handmade quilt, or hundreds of dollars for the fabric to make a quilt. But from seeing what my grandmother did and just thinking back on it, use your wore out sheets. Use old clothes. Use anything that you have that may wear out and make you a quilt. I can remember, and I wasn't, when I was younger, I was in college. I didn't have the money to do that. I wasn't even sewing at the time because I was working outside of my home. I was single, of course. And, yeah, I gotta get you to hold. Well, guys, I'm back. I am so sorry about that. When I get calls from certain members of if I get a call from, certain members of my family, I pause and I take the call. But I did check our time, and we're making good time. We're only in, I think 45 minutes is what I'm seeing. And that's great. So that means I have about another 15 minutes of sewing. Do I think I'm going to get all of my hourglass triangle parts done? No, I don't. But that's okay, because that means I get to sew another day on it. Now, I probably am going to sew a little over. Oops. One more minute. Okay, guys, I'm going to try this again. I got another phone call, and it's now about an hour and a half, 2 hours after I was originally recording with you guys. I got another call. This one was from my little sister. And The church that she goes to does first Saturday of the month. They do a community meal that and right now in the area that I live, we have the COVID again in our area. My dad actually has it. And so he's quarantined himself. And which is a good thing that the church she goes to is doing that the first Saturday of each month, because she called me and she's like, hey, we're not doing pickups anymore. We're doing drop-offs because of it in our area. And she's like, I don't have anybody that can bring it to you, because what was going to happen, I was going to deliver it to, you know, my family members. And she's like, I don't have anyone, because I don't let just anybody come to my house. And she knows that. She knows I'm very particular about that. I do not like having visitors at my home. Mainly because right now my home is still in construction. I am still in remodel renovation with my kitchen and still my bedroom, and I'm about to rip the floors out, or flooring, not the floors, because I do want to put down vinyl on my floors. Excuse me. But that's something that's going to be a little while, because I'm trying to save the money for the materials. And that's another reason why I'm trying not to spend money, because I want to be able to get to my floors sooner. And she knows, you know, and the road I live on is under construction right now. So she knows how particular I am about people just showing up at my house. First off, I cannot hear back here in my office. So it really scares me if someone just shows up. But long story short, she was just calling me to let me know that they're not doing pickups. They were doing drop-offs, and they didn't have anybody. She was going to have them drop the plates off at my house. Since my dad is down with it. And she threw me a plate in there as well. Now I'm just going to say it. I shouldn't have ate any of it, but I did. And notice I had to change shirts because I got food all over me. And so she asked me if I could come pick it up. She's like, we'll bring it out to your truck so you don't have to come in. And I was like, okay, you know, that's fine. I'll come pick it up. So I went over there. They're not literally 5-10 minutes away. So I went over and picked them up and delivered the plates to my dad and my stepmom, since, you know, my dad is homebound right now. I went ahead and picked them up and delivered them for them. Now, by my understanding, though, my dad feels fine. So, you know, he just said that he has a real bad cough. And that's great. You know, I mean, I'm happy he's doing well. But the biggest problem is trying to figure out, you know, where do we need to avoid going right now? Pretty much everywhere. But that's why I've had to stop and start and stop and start. And, you know, I hear you, Augie. My kitty cat is making herself known again. I hear you. But yeah, so that's what I have going on. It's all good, which I don't mind going and checking on family, you know, making sure they're okay. I was kind of scared because of how exhausted I was, that maybe I had been exposed, and but that's not it at all. It appears to have been my electrolytes were down or something, because I slept like a baby last night. And now here we are. It's almost noon and I'm still going strong. But when I get out of here, I'm going to be ending pretty soon. I've got to do laundry. Who likes doing house chores? I really wish. I don't know. I don't like just anybody cleaning my house. I'm the only one that likes to clean my house. I don't want anybody else touching my things, because first off, I'll never find them if somebody else touches them. But I hope you guys are enjoying sewing along with me today. I'm enjoying being able to sew, because I've been wanting to get on this quilt so bad all week, but I just did not have the energy to do it, and now I do, and I'm so happy because I am getting this one done. So guys, with that being said, I think this is going to be my last square that I work, because this is a busy day. I mean, it is my Saturday, so it is a busy day. And I hope y'all are having an amazing day. I hope it's beautiful where you're at. I have seen where quite a few places are having a lot of wind. And I know if you're in Florida, you're probably preparing for a hurricane. So I hope everyone is safe out there. And I do thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come sit and chat or listen to me chat. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. If you're interested in becoming part of my Facebook group, I guess I need to call it the Hobby Hangout, because that's all we do there is hang out and show pictures of our beautiful quilts that we have working on. The link of everything is down in the description. If you'd like to see anything that I use while I quilt, I do have links for those items as well down in the description. Please feel free to join my group, to chat with us, to leave a comment here. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Goodbye.